I often see things online that compare different areas and they have headings like, how much house does your dollar buy in this area versus that area? And I also sometimes get that question from buyers in when they are looking to buy in the Philadelphia suburbs. Where does my money go further? And while yes, there are some general answers to that, I think it might be useful to talk about the major components that determine value. So yes, location is going to be the first. And how far a home is from the major commerce centers, cities, areas where people may be working, being near to a train station if that's important, being near restaurants and retail, those areas do tend to be higher in value. But location to me also means, is it on a busy street versus being on a neighborhood street? So again, it's sort of macro and micro when it comes to location, because most people would prefer a home on a quieter neighborhood street where they can park on the street, they can jog or push a stroller or walk a dog. A home like that has much higher value than what would be the identical home on a street where you couldn't do those things. In our area, school district is also very high on that list. The higher the school district ranking in general, the more value those properties have. So obviously home size, that's bedrooms and bathrooms. We have found that, especially since COVID, with many people being interested in having a home office, a 4-bedroom home is of appreciably higher value than a 3-bedroom home, even if they're roughly the same size. Now, that's not always the case, but usually. And having 2 full bathrooms versus 1 full or even 1.5 makes a big difference as well. Next category is the lot and the land. So if the house is up a really steep hill or has a very steep slope out the back such that you can't use the yard, those things really detract from value. If it gets swampy in the rain, also big detractor. Privacy, whether that comes from woods or just other landscaping, can be really important. And as for landscaping, if something is well landscaped, has perennial beds, has shrubs, that also can really be a big selling point for a buyer. Next one is really important: the condition of the property and the major systems. So as far as condition of things like the bathrooms, the kitchen, is it dated? Does it need all the wallpaper removed? Does it have wall-to-wall carpet that somebody would want to pull up? All of those changes, if people want to make them, are very expensive. So condition for those things really matters. Now, as far as systems, that means the roof, the windows, the HVAC, things like that. Those things are very costly. And the issue is that if those systems are in poor condition, it's not just a matter of your taste and whether you can live with orange Formica countertops. When those things break or need repair, you have to fix them. You can't have no heat. You can't have water coming in through a hole in the roof. So those things cannot just be put off. And that means it's an immediate cost after the buyer makes the purchase. So if your systems are in bad condition, that's definitely going to lower the value of your home. Architectural style and layout. Around here, things like split levels are not as appealing to most people as a traditional stone colonial. And things like ceiling height, openness of the floor plan, those things matter to people too. You can't change that about a house, but just know that that's something that definitely affects value. And finally, again, back to that microcosm of geography, the neighborhood and the street. What is the neighborhood like? Is it community oriented? Are there block parties? And again, is it safe to walk or jog or push a stroller on the street? Those things matter. So hopefully that gives a bit of an overview of what gives value to a property and why somebody says, what does $1 million buy me? It depends on all of those factors.